Hello, my noble band of outlaws. Outlaw Samurai coming at you live with a video. Today, we're going to be making hardtack. You're probably wondering, what is hardtack? Well, if you've ever seen any Civil War documentaries, you saw those rather thick, square pieces of bread that looked like crackers on steroids. That is hardtack. It was created during the 18th and 19th centuries for Union and Confederate troops as a staple of their daily rations.
I don't get
Sometimes, Mama.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Sometimes these would be so hard that they would literally have recordings of people being able to hammer nails in with hardtack, and they would also more than likely be infested with weevil larvae. Now, making it is simplicity in itself. 2 cups of flour, 1/3 cup of water, and some salt. And then mix together. Now, the dough should not be tacky to the touch. Since this is, in essence, a very dry dough. As we can see, it didn't even stick to the fork.
I forgot already.
Now, we need you want to try and get as much of the flour incorporated as you can. Now, if your dough is still quite tacky to the touch, you want to add extra flour. In small increments. That's very important. You're not trying to make this into essentially a cake of flour. Now, traditionally in modern day circles, we would consider hardtack a survival food. Me personally, I had this back in 8th grade. My teacher made us make this as an extra credit thing. I never got around to doing it, but a lot of people did make it, and a lot of people ate it and actually liked it. Mm-hmm. Now this is what you're looking for. A nice, non-sticky dough that doesn't stick. Now, because this is such a simple thing to make, anyone can really make it, and generally speaking, if you don't want to make it to the historical specs, which is pretty much like a rock, you don't have to cook it as long as I'm about to. And I do not know where the baking mat is, so we're going to be transferring over to the dishwasher. Now, on a lightly floured surface, you want to roll this out. I'm going to use my grandmother's solid oak rolling pin that she used to beat me senseless with. See, she can't even deny it.
Yeah. I didn't beat you with it. I should have.
See? Now, you're looking to roll this out to about 3/4 of an inch to 1/2 an inch. Depends on how much you're making. Now, when properly stored, hardtack can last up to 2 to 3 years before it starts to go bad. Now, traditionally, you'd want to cut these into about 3-inch wide squares. Now, one other thing that you have to do is when you're done shaping your hardtack, you need to take a fork and poke holes all the way through the hardtack. This is so that the hardtack doesn't puff up in the middle. Now, to be truthful with you, my noble outlaws, I have never actually made, as I said, I've never actually made hardtack before. I'm actually going to just make this rather large sheet into a hardtack as well. Now, the recipe didn't say you needed to grease your baking pan, but I did, simply because out of habit. Now, the way you bake these is at 375 for 30 minutes, and then you flip them for another 30. So this is where the video will end for about 30 minutes, and then I'll come back. So we will be back. Let's see how the hardtack's doing. Not bad.
What'd you do?
I'm flipping the hardtack. Nice color too. That's an odd surprise. And back in for another 30 minutes. Alright. Let's see how the hardtack turned out. Not bad. Yep, that's what you want. A hard, brick-like piece of bread. And that's what hardtack is supposed to look like. Tasting video to come once it cools down. Hello, my noble band of outlaws. Well, it's time for trying the hardtack. And just to give you guys an example, that's why it's called hardtack. Damn, they're good. I love that crunch. Now, obviously, if you wanted to, you could cook this for about half the allotted time and make a very nice biscuit. But the reason why this is cooked so long is to remove as much moisture from it as possible. So that way it can be stored for an obscenely long period of time. Up to about 2 to 3 years before it will actually start to go bad in an airtight container. That's why it's called survival food. And maybe why? Because it's so simple to make that my dumbass loves eating it all year round. If they sold hardtack in Walmart, you know your boy be eating that shit. But try it for yourself. The recipe is literally 2 cups of flour, 3/4 of a cup salt. No. 2 cups flour, 3/4 cup water, and a pinch of salt. Bake at 350 for an hour, flipping halfway through every 30 minutes. And you'll get yourself some delicious hardtack. So, until next time, I'm Al. Peace. And I get to enjoy all this delicious hardtack.